Ben had never slept well on Christmas Eve. Not a wink. No visions of sugar plums, no long winter nap for Ben. It wasn't the giddy anticipation of a 10-year-old cataloging possible presents. For Ben, it was always the anxious cataloging of potential holiday hazards. Had he unplugged the Christmas tree? Dry trees and mini lights accounted for approximately 200 house fires each year. Had he locked the front door? Burglaries jumped more than 18% over the holidays. Had that gingerbread Yankee candle been left burning all night? He hated that thing. Except for this year. This year, for at least part of the night, Ben seemed to have slept like a manger full of baby Jesus. He awoke sometime around 3:30 a.m. His head was fuzzy and he must have slept in a weird position because his face was completely numb. He sat up in the small twin bed and struck his forehead on the low-hanging eave he'd forgotten was above his headboard. He rubbed his head and looked around, trying to remember where he was. Madness and Cutting Crew posters staring back at him from the yellow wallpaper of his old bedroom. As he reached over to switch on the bedside lamp, he knocked over his high school tennis trophy onto the floor. He'd been dreaming he was back at dental school, attending a class on oral tissues. The lecture hall was packed, and he sat in the front row in only his boxer shorts. His professor said, "Ben, please tell the class about the inscribers of incisors." Then he woke up. The lamp didn't work. He explored around inside his mouth with his tongue. The numbness prevented him from getting a good notion of the condition of anything. He stepped to the bathroom to look in the mirror and discovered the lights were out there too. He leaned towards the mirror in the darkness but could only make out a black stain on his chin and down the shirt of his pajamas. He stumbled onto the stair landing, wondering which fuse he had to replace, and felt like kicking himself for not visiting his mother more often. She hadn't been taking care of herself, letting the house go, not taking her meds. Nothing had been the same since Dad died. Ben stuck a finger between his numb lips to get an idea of what was going on in there. And there it was. Or rather, there it wasn't. His upper incisors, numbers 8 and 9, were missing. What the fuck? Ben whispered to himself. "Ben, honey, is that you?" His mother's voice rang through the dark. It came not from her bedroom down the hall behind him, but from down on the first floor. Had he been sleepwalking, he thought? Had he fallen and knocked his teeth out? How long ago? Where were they? How could he find them in the dark? Or was he dreaming? "Mom?" he called down the hall. "I'm down here, honey, by the tree." The only light in the living room was coming from the Christmas tree. The same white artificial tree his mother had brought from home, from Kmart when Ben was 5. She was sitting by the tree, sipping coffee and wearing her Mary Engelbright Dreamwear bathrobe. The pattern had faded over the past 20 years, but Ben could still make out the inspirational quote that was embroidered throughout. It's those little moments that make life special. She was holding one small wrapped gift in her lap. Ben sat on the couch, still convinced he was dreaming. "Oh, good morning! Merry Christmas, sweetie!" "Merry Christmas, Mom. I must have been sleepwalking. I think I fell and knocked my teeth out." "Here, the first gift of Christmas." She handed him the small present. "Thanks, but Mom, I need to go to the ER." "I got you one thing you were saying you wanted." "I don't have much time, Mom," Ben said as he took the gift uneasily. "I need to find my teeth, rinse them, get them in a glass of milk. There's only a 30-minute window before a tooth begins to die." "Go on, open it. It's all you wanted for Christmas. You were even singing about it in the shower yesterday." Ben opened the box to find 2 front teeth resting on a blue satin pillow inside. The enamel restoration job on the number 8 incisor let Ben know the teeth were his. He gasped and dropped the box on the coffee table where it clattered next to a pair of bloody pliers. His mother smiled at him. "I picked them out myself."